You don't get McDonald's of the world in a Harry Metcalfe video, do you? My car's being papped by these kids. Hello and welcome back to the Volkswagen channel. Welcome to the very first European road trip of 2025, in which I'm taking my 718 Cayman GT4 and my wife Kate,
hello,
who's holding the camera, from the UK to Lake Wörthersee in Austria, home of the famous GTI festival, but it's also a really nice place to go on holiday, especially when the weather is good like it should be this week. This video is part one and it'll go from the UK to Capron in Austria. We set off particularly early today to do this trip in 2 days. In the past we've done it in 3, but we've been banjaxed by Eurotunnel, who have had a problem with their check-in, massive delays, handwritten hangars which I've never seen, and we're going to be probably about 2 hours behind schedule, which is bad because we need to be in Karlsruhe in Germany tonight, which is a lot further than say going to the Nürburgring. That's to set us up for tomorrow, having an enjoyable drive across Germany to Capron. At the end of the video we should be in a nice hotel with a nice pool overlooking the Alps, but that seems like a very long way away from here in Folkestone. So let's get this Volkswagen road trip on the road, or actually on the train. Please get us on the train. Okay, it's now 13:41. We got here in good time for the 11:54, but we're still keen to get on. Oh, the battery's gone up now. I was just going to say, look, every kind of version of campervan, like water cooled, and 2 generations of Porsche. It looks like a 981 GTS, like my old one. Reminded me how much I loved that car. A bit too hot to have the roof down now, but yeah, it looks like we're getting on now, so might only be 2 hours late. When you're driving all day, it's good to do a bit of exercise, and we're quite lucky to get an in space in this carriage, and it's nice and cool in here. It's 35 degrees out there. Feel better? Feel better? I'll try and do it. It's very hard. Before we hit the road in France, I just thought I'd give you a quick recap on my 718 GT4, because some viewers may not have seen the videos on this car in the past. So it's a 2020 70 reg 718 Cayman GT4 manual. It's in Guards Red. I bought it in September 2023 when it was just under 3 years old, done 1,000 miles, so hardly used. It landed in the UK just as COVID was doing its worst to ruin driving opportunities. It's now on 8,000 miles. By the time it comes back to the UK, it'll be on about 10, which will make it a high mileage Cayman GT4, believe it or not. I don't really use it much. It sits in the garage waiting for trips like this. There are 3 things this car's got that make it really useful for long trips like this. So firstly, we have the normal standard comfort sport seats and not bucket seats. We have cruise control, which you probably can't see just on the stalk there. And in the middle, we have dual climate control. I cannot emphasize how important this is, because without it, you get manual air conditioning, so you can't program the temperature, and you don't have a temperature control for passenger and driver. On days like these, where it's 30+ degrees, it's a real godsend. So yeah, it's a surprisingly good car for trips like this. It munches the motorway miles. You know, when we get to France, we'll probably do about 85, 90, but when you show it a mountain pass, it's one of the best cars in the world. I don't exaggerate. This, though, is what we'll be doing tomorrow night, hopefully not driving this. That'll be my feet, that'll be the pool, and that will be the Alps. Well, welcome to France. It's about 4 o'clock local time. which isn't so good because we've got 6 hours of driving to go to get to Karlsruhe, 426 miles. Arrival time 9 o'clock, that's UK time, so 10 o'clock French time. I think it'll be fine if we can, you know, get there for that time. Any later than that, it will kind of affect us tomorrow, but tomorrow's not such a bad day to driving. It's very easy driving in France. You have to pay a toll for the easy roads anyway, so it's not exciting, but we've got lots of exciting to come tomorrow and after that. So yeah, let's just hit the road in France and go to Karlsruhe. First fuel stop in France, and we're at a Carrefour supermarket, which is actually open on this Saturday evening. 1.733 a litre for Super 98, which is pretty good, not too far off the cost of, say, Super at Tesco, maybe a little bit more. And while we're at the supermarket, popped in and got some breakfast because we're not going to have enough time to sit around scoffing our faces. You don't get McDonald's of the world in a Harry Metcalfe video, do you? So we're in Verdun, famous for the Battle of the First World War, where 300,000 people died. The French were fighting the Germans, and there are graveyards that we need to come back to and pay our respects to. Let's talk about the food then. We've got a Royale with cheese.
They don't call it a quarter pounder with cheese?
I love what they do to chips here though. So it's I think a Gouda sauce with little bacon bits, and the chips look like potato, which is unusual from McDonald's. Drinks wise, it's Oasis, which I don't think I've seen in a McDonald's in the UK. There's something else in there. That's Kate's chips there. So yeah, it's about 30 degrees. It's a Saturday night. There's a good vibe here. It's, you know, there are worse places to eat, aren't there? Okay, it's now 8 o'clock local time, 7 o'clock UK time, and we've still got 186 miles to go and 2.5 hours to go. So if our channel was on time, we'd be pretty much getting to Karlsruhe now and maybe having a nice German sausage in the sunlight, but we've had to go to McDonald's, which is just here. But yeah, it hit the spot. So yeah, we're going to try and do this in one big bite, so we've got enough fuel, and that means arriving at the Premier Inn Karlsruhe about 10:30. So yeah, I'll see you when we get there, and I will show you what a Premier Inn is like in Germany. German time. We're just crossing the River Rhine, which at this point forms the border between France and Germany. Okay, it's 10:15 now. German time, we're on the A5 Autobahn, doing a casual 106 miles an hour. Of a Swiss 911 that's gone off in the distance. It's quite a love Germany. I didn't know this would be the end of today's driving, but my god, this makes up for all that crap at Eurotunnel, the M25. Yeah. Look at me, it's like 10:15 and I'm smiling. This is brilliant. Anyway, we'll soon be at the Premier Inn, and I hope I'm still smiling then. So this is the car park at the Premier Inn, where are we? Karlsruhe. It's 17 euros, about 14 quid a night. There are cheaper ways to park, but if you've got a nice car or a Tesla, then you can park down here and, you know, it's going to be untouched when you come back. Germany's pretty safe, but, you know, an English car may not be such a great idea to leave on the street. So yeah, peace of mind. So let's go and have a look at the room then. Don't normally film this on arrival, but time is of the essence. So this is a twin room. So let's get his rucksack on the door. Twin room, important for us, tea and coffee making facilities. And yeah, there we go. It's just like being in a Premier Inn in Milton Keynes.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's no bad thing. In fact, the parking's damn sight better than Milton Keynes. So yeah, we shall go to bed now. Go to bed now. And see you in the morning. What'd you say, Kate?
Good night.
Well, welcome to day 2 of the Volkswizard Wörthersee road trip in my Cayman GT4. So we're in Karlsruhe in Germany right now, and we've stayed at this Premier Inn called the something Water Tower Premier Inn because it's been built around what's probably a famous landmark. It's been really quiet. It's been an amazing hotel. Slept like I was at home, and it was only £70. It's unbelievable. Anyway, need to sleep because yesterday was hard, but today should be a lot easier. We've got about 5 hours on the road to Kaprun in Austria. We're going to go via Munich, hopefully a car related stop on the way. So let's hit the road in the Cayman GT4. Today should have been an easy drive down the A8 Autobahn from Karlsruhe to Munich, but before we got up to cruising speed we had to come off, and now we're using the nav to divert us around a big jam on the A8 between Pforzheim and Stuttgart. We're actually in Pforzheim now, which is famous for its car design university. Hopefully we'll get on the A8 near Stuttgart, and you know, it's always a buzz to drive a Porsche on the Autobahn past Stuttgart. Let's hope we're going more than about 50 miles an hour. Now we're doing a steady 100 miles an hour on the A8 Autobahn between Stuttgart and Ulm. 100 feels completely safe, apart from the fact when you get idiots in SUVs trying to push you out of the way at 100 miles an hour. There's a bit of machismo on these motorways where, you know, you think when you've got your big chrome Volvo grille that you can push people out of the way, but I'm trying to keep a safe distance from the car in front of me. There is a weird stretch of the A8 where it goes through this Schwabian Alps, and it goes down to 2 lanes, and inevitably with caravans and stuff it does get a bit slow, but then it opens out to this amazing 3-laner, and we're going to head on pretty quickly to Munich. Well, welcome to Motorworld in Munich. This is like a car, I don't know, showroom, museum. I've seen it in videos, but I've never been myself. So let's go inside and see what we've got. We also need to get some food as well because it's lunchtime and we are in a rush. Oh, check out that amazing 6 Series, BMW 635. We're in the home of BMW, of course, here in Munich. Another BMW and another BMW. Wow. Yeah, this was definitely worth a stop. So we have merch, we have food. This is the famous glass box garage. So these are cars in storage for their lucky owners, and they're just on display for everybody to enjoy. Look at that. 992 GT3 RS, classic Mini, some Jeeps. Okay, we've gone to this pretty laid back cafe bar in Motorworld for lunch, and we've got a salami, looks like a ciabatta, and we were taken by this rhubarb drink, which you don't really get an awful lot in England, but it's really refreshing and lovely on a hot day when it's 32 degrees. So is it as good as it looks?
It's good, it's not too sweet, it's just right.
Good. Well, it was most definitely worth the detour into Motorworld, because it wasn't actually a big detour, because we were taking the A8 around Munich, probably about like 5 minutes off the motorway, and it's better than I thought, having seen it in videos. It's just incredible. Highlight for me, I mean there's loads of other cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, but highlight for me is this Audi R8 LMS racing car that's from, I reckon, around 2010. It was raced in the Nürburgring 24 Hour, which is actually on right now, 500 miles away, and it was driven by Hans Stuck, Frank Bieler, Emanuele Pirro, and I think Marcel Faisler. So yeah, what a cool car. To survive the Nürburgring 24 Hour and be in here on display is pretty amazing for a car like this. But anyway, we've got to go now because we've got to get to Capron, a couple more hours driving, but actually from this point onwards, it gets really scenic because we're going to head into the Alps. And maybe in a few hours, we'll be in the pool I told you all about at the beginning of the video. My car's being papped by these kids. He's got a better camera than me. Well, welcome to Kitzbühel in Austria. It's basically the Beverly Hills of Austrian ski resorts. We came here 2015, didn't we? And then we came here in 2018 and stayed in a really bad hotel up on the mountain when we should have stayed in here. This is a Sunday evening and it's, yeah, really beautiful. You can see it's just stunning. There's mountains up there. It has famous ski races here. Hans J. Stuck, the racing driver, lives around here. But the reason we're here, don't tell Kate, is because there's an amazing road between here and tonight's hotel. Oh look, Lavazza, but we're not in Italy. Well, welcome to room 315 at the Tower and Spa Hotel. This is the view from the balcony. So we're looking, I reckon, looking sort of westish, and then Zell am See is just down to the left where they host the GP ice race in the winter. So this is the room then. I chose this room because I thought it might be a good idea to have beds that face out so you can enjoy the view. Maybe it won't be such a good idea when you're trying to sleep and the sun's coming through in the morning, but we'll see how we get on with that. Little steps up to this seating area here with a TV, and then quite a big bathroom with a shower that looks even bigger because over here there's this glass window so you can enjoy the view whenever you're doing your bits that you do in the bathroom. And that's it, right? But we haven't come here for the room or the view, we've come here for the pool that's only open to hotel guests. Well, last time I was in the pool in a video, we were at Wolfsburg looking at a factory. I think the view is somewhat more impressive today. Well, Wolfsburg was impressive in a different way. So there is snow up there. 32 degrees here, 36 degrees in the water. Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for watching this Volkswagen video. There should be a part 2 to this when we do stuff around here. See you for the next one very soon. Welcome to Reifnitz, the town named after the Golf GTI TCR wheel. In the shadow of the castle is a little Porsche museum you've probably never heard of. There's a thing called the Alpine Flitzer. It's basically a toboggan run on rails.